by dictionary.com, being humane is characterized as tenderness, compassion, and sympathy for people and animals, especially for the suffering or distress. And I had that bolded because that would include the mentally ill. And here's the definition of inhumane. Inhumane is defined as lacking pity or compassion, and that's from the freedictionary.com. Okay. My question to you is, do you believe restraints, which would be like mentally ill or like locked up on beds and like left in rooms all alone, do you think that's inhumane or humane?
Inhumane.
Inhumane?
Yeah.
And my presentation is explaining to you why it's inhumane. Here's my overview. Those with mental disorders should not be considered violent. Restraints do not improve the patient's disorder, they can actually make it worse. And restraints can potentially lead to death. The mentally ill should not be thought of as violent people. And here's a really good quote from healthyminds.org. There is a misconception that people with mental illnesses are violent, which contributes to the stigma of mental illness. The vast majority of people with mental illnesses are not violent, and the majority of violent acts are conducted by persons who are not mentally ill. They are more likely to be victims of violence than perpetrators, and more likely to hurt themselves than hurt other people. Restraints can lead patients further down the path of a psychological disorder, and then I have a video for you to watch.
I was 21 when I was first restrained. I'd been brought to hospital after close friends and family had reported that I'd been behaving strangely and told me to take some medication, but I refused. I had heard about people who had been on medication, but I felt I couldn't afford to be drowsy. If anything, I needed my wits about me. They said they would have to force me to take it. I shouted no, and ran. There was nowhere to go. And all of a sudden, staff pounced on me and held me down. And because of all the things I heard, I feared that they were going to put me in a padded cell with a straitjacket. That's what made me panic and struggle more. I'm scared, frightened. The whole deal brought me back to when I was attacked in mud. I wouldn't even explain what was happening. They didn't even prepare me for what was going to happen next. Without warning, they just pulled my trousers. I felt a pain in my bum. In a second, I felt drowsy, my body felt heavy, and all that tension loosened. The restraint took place. Something insane. It was just like it was another job for them to do. It seemed like all they wanted from me was just to keep quiet.
Just by watching that, you can see like the fear in his face when he talks about it. Like he goes back to it, and it scares him to think about what they did to him. And he mentions feeling alone and confused, like they didn't let him know what was going to happen to him, and these are definitely risks of obtaining an anxiety disorder and many other disorders. So it can definitely lead to like a more in-depth psychological disorder. And my third point, restraints can potentially lead to death. According to mentalhealthabuse.org, 9-year-old Randy Steele lost his life in 1988 while being restrained in a psychiatric hospital. Why was Randy Steele restrained? He simply did not want to take his back. While this young innocent boy was being restrained, he threw up and stopped breathing. And my conclusion, these actions actions need to be reevaluated and corrected. These patients are not getting the respect they deserve. Treating people this way can potentially make the problem worse, and people are dying from these actions.